Welcome to OCTOBERFEST 2021. Won't you join us?
Welcome back once again to the Project Gen X podcast. I am one of your hosts, Alan Smith, along with...
I'm the other guy, Big Dave.
And on this episode of OCTOBERFEST, we are going to be talking about the recently released, as of this recording, it's been a couple months ago,
Netflix
original movies, Fear Street,
which are based off the R.L. Stine teenage horror books that he released over and over and over.
So the first one, there's three movies in the series. It's Fear Street 1994.
Yep.
Fear Street 1978 and Fear Street 1666.
Correct.
We're going to talk about these.
And some of the backstory. And all
they're.
You know, he actually started writing the Fear Street series
before
off a bet.
Oh, really?
There was, I forget exactly what the story was, but a friend of his, I think it might have even been his editor or whatever, had another client that had written a horror book, and he was like, this is garbage. I can't believe we're even going to put this out. He goes, I bet you could write a better horror book than this. And actually, like, bet him. And so this is what he ended up coming up with and released an entire series of Fear Street books. And then I think there were 3 books in a Return to Fear Street series.
There is a... Let's see if I can find it. Oh, where is it?
What are you looking for?
There was... I was telling Dave this before we started recording. There was a Fear Street... They tried to do a Fear Street television series.
Yeah.
Back in... Hold on, I'll tell you real quick. 1998. It's called Ghosts of Fear Street.
Okay.
It, let's see. It was a pilot for... All right, here we go. It was a pilot for a failed TV series. Basically, what it is, the plot is a horror writer takes his family to his old neighborhood to visit his quirky father-in-law who lives on Fear Street while strange things happen. You know, and it's going to kind of like that.
So they basically was going to take a fictional version of R.L. Stine, visit his hometown
but you know,
it kind of
it sounds a lot like. Did you ever see that show Erie, Indiana?
Yeah, 1 or 2
episodes. It was a
yeah.
kids, you know, but it was one of those things where like all this strange stuff was happening in this one town.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what they were going with of there's this street, the name of the street is Fear Street,
right.
And all this weird stuff is happening, you know, and kind of is it really happening? Is it not? Is it, you know, this is, you got to remember this is in the era of the X-Files. You know, and so they really wanted as much stuff like that on television as possible. And you know, there's been a few things. Of course, you know, R.L. Stine is most known for Goosebumps. Which Goosebumps was a great show. I know it was kids oriented, but it was still, you know, and the books.
Yeah,
it was
the books. It was,
know.
you know, when I was working at Book World back in the day, we sold a crap ton
I remember reading
books.
a few of them. You know, when I was a teenager, I was a little out of the age range on them, but they were still pretty good. You know.
Yeah.
They always had like the best covers too.
Well,
the covers of those books always looked great.
Well, what was fun about the Fear Street series, and I remember selling a few of those, is that they all had that 50s or 60s horror cover.
Exactly. Well, you know, and there was also, because this is all this is talking about R.L. Stine. You know, we've had 2 Goosebumps movies since then with Jack Black, who is kind of playing R.L. Stine and kind of not. You know, it's a and they, you know, it's one of those things that usually if it had Goosebumps on it, I thought, oh, this would be kind of cool, you know, type stuff.
It'll at least be fun.
Exactly. Or, you know, R.L. Stine's name is associated with it. Then it's going to be good.
Yeah.
So when Fear Street, I let you know about it.
Yes, you did.
And I found out about it because of Instagram. I was on our Instagram page one day, and I'm scrolling through, you know, looking at our feed, and you know, you'll get these random movie trailers like in between, like where they're advertising something. And I'm like, what is this Fear Street 1994? And I went and watched it, and I was like, what is this? And so then I went to the actual internet and started looking at like, I found, you know, the IMDb page, and started, I was like, oh, this looks good.
Yeah.
Watch the actual trailer and everything. I'm like, okay. And so we watched them everybody else did,
You let me know about it, and I watched them, and I instantly fell in love with this series.
Dave and I have, we'll get to it. Let's start with the first one, okay? So,
and it has some very obvious nods
to
certain big horror movies.
It's not only that, but I mean, come on, the first episode especially is straight out. I mean, it even has what's her name in it, Ethan Hawke's daughter.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a straight up. Oh, and also in the second one, one of the actors from Stranger Things is in that also.
Right.
I mean, it has a very Stranger Things feel to that.
The second one does.
The first one does, especially in the beginning when they're in the mall.
Yeah. But that's actually a very obvious nod to Scream.
Yeah,
and
you get somebody who's a known.
And actually, the music in it is very derivative of the music from Scream.
Let's talk about the music before we get into anything.
Yeah, I knew you were going to bring this up.
Especially on Fear Street 1994.
Right.
So
they have some great music.
They have some amazing needle drops, and then they have stuff that I'm like, no, that was not released in 1994.
Yeah. and actually, I have a complete list of the music.
There were four. Garbage is. I'm only happy when it rains.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that album wasn't released till 1995, and that was like the third single. That was, or either the second or third single that was released off of it. So it would have been late 95, early 96 when that was released.
Right.
Bush's Everything's In shows up in this. Well, that Bush album, 16 Stone, was not released until 1995.
Right.
White Zombie's More Human Than Human, which was not released until 1995.
Right.
The Astro Creep 2000 album. And then the worst one is White Town's I Can Never Be Your Woman, which was not released until 1997.
Yeah.
So it's
yeah, there's some obvious mistakes there.
But there's some other great ones like Portishead Sour Times, which is
absolutely
perfect. I mean, there are several like perfect
and you
needle
know how
drops.
I feel about Portishead.
I know.
I love them.
And like I said, there are some just perfect needle drops, but then
it captures the feel of that time.
It does. It gets that mid 90s aesthetic very, very well. There's something that happens very early on with two of the characters that they're trying to like. The main character is a lesbian, okay?
Yeah.
And they don't say it right off the bat, and she keeps talking about her ex, Alex. And I'm like...
Sam.
Or is it Sam? Sam, I'm sorry, it's Sam.
It's Samantha.
Oh, that's right, it's Sam. And she keeps talking about Sam. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, it's her girlfriend. It was one of those things they kept trying to like, oh, this is going to be a big reveal. And I was like, no, it's the girlfriend. It's this, you're not... And it's not necessarily because the character was giving off the vibes or anything. It's just like, no, I see what they're doing here. This is, and and it's one of those things where it was. That first movie is so good. It's got one of the best kills I've seen in a horror movie in a long time.
Which kill?
The meat grinder.
Oh no, that was not a meat grinder.
Or
that was a bread slicer.
Yeah, the bread slicer.
Friend.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that one is.
That was a bread slicer. And that is as brutal as they come.
That was wow, man.
This is definitely a throwback to some of the old slasher.
Absolutely,
flicks,
absolutely.
And I'm glad to see a return.
It really is. I really enjoyed the fact that. I love the feel, like the way that like the cinematography on this thing. Lots of black light and like just like not muted color, but like these really like you're in a dark setting with the color,
high contrast colors,
right? I was like
that blue against that neon red pink.
I know. I mean, it just like very 90s, very 90s.
Absolutely, yeah.
They really captured the feel of the mid 90s with this. We find out that they set up a lot of lore in this, where they keep talking about what is the witch's name.
You've actually got two towns.
There's two towns that are right next to each other.
Sunnydale and
Sunnyvale, right,
and Shadyside. And
yes.
There's evidently 30 minutes between the two towns because they actually state that at one point.
Yes.
And evidently these two towns split out of another settlement back in the 1600s
Right.
that I don't think they actually named.
I don't think they do either, but it's one of those things where basically like...
But the lore is that a witch
Yes.
had cursed the town, and that is what split the two towns, and the name of the witch was Sarah Fear.
Yes.
F-I-E-R.
Right. And the whole thing is that Sunnyvale... And this is set in Ohio, by the way. Okay.
Yeah.
Sunnyvale is just... That's where all the rich people are.
It's rich. It's booming.
Everything. Blah, blah, blah.
Great economy.
Shady Side cannot catch a break for anything whatsoever.
In fact, maybe the murder capital of the world.
I mean, it's just... And they, every few years, somebody snaps and then goes on a killing spree.
Right.
And it's so... So you get this whole thing where there's one character that is... kind of tracking all of this. Like, look, no, this happened at this time. It's the little brother for...
It's the little brother.
Yeah.
Do you notice what T-shirt he's wearing during most of the first episode?
I
the 1994?
did at the time, and now I can't.
It's Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
He's wearing an Iron Maiden.
Yeah,
I think it's the Trooper.
It may be. It was either that or Fear of the Dark, one of the two.
Yeah.
But it's... it's really kind of cool because, again, it gets into the whole he's on the internet.
Yeah.
And that is this is the very beginning of AOL and chat rooms.
It may have actually had a picture of like the AOL chat rooms or something.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. And it's one of those things where, you get into the chat rooms and, why are you spending so much time online? About you big dork.
Do you know how expensive that is?
Yeah, exactly. But they do such a good job of building the lore, and I have no better just because they keep this whole underlying the Sarah Fear thing keeps they can't figure out why people keep snapping. They can't figure out why, because there's no rhyme or reason. Like somebody's, because that's the whole thing at the very beginning of it. The two characters, the one kid, one of their names. I should have all this stuff. I haven't watched this, and I should have gone back and rewatched all of this.
I rewatched it this week because I love it that much.
It will. I guarantee you, this will be one of my. Hey, it's that time of the year. Let's watch it. I can't wait till
they actually release this on Blu-ray. I'm buying it.
Yeah. So Dina is the main character. The main character. But hold on. Let's see. Who am I looking? I'm looking for. Okay, Heather is the one we start off with. Okay, and Heather, that is Maya Hawke, is Ethan Hawke's daughter.
Yeah.
And she's in Stranger Things. She was in the 3rd season of Stranger Things. She is working, closing down. Is it
B. Dalton?
It's B. Dalton. I know. That's also kind of cool. It's like, and then her friend Ryan.
B. Dalton, we're closed.
Yeah, and then her friend Ryan is also working in this. And
it's supposed to be Spencer's, but they never actually
they never say it. But it's one of those things. They're like, okay, yeah, we're getting ready to close down. We'll blah blah blah. And so she's closing down the store, and then of course all the spooky starts, the usual stuff, and then come to find out it's Ryan that kills her. And it's out of nowhere. There's no what,
Here's a cool Easter egg.
Okay.
In the one scene in the bookstore where she goes walking past that bookshelf and it's all those horror books.
Yeah.
Those are actual Fear Street titles.
Oh, they are.
And it's Robert... I forget what the L name
R.L.
is.
Stein's.
But it's R.L. Stein's real name.
Oh, okay, nice.
That's the actual author on the books.
Yeah, so it is a very Scream start because she gets a phone call, and all that kind of stuff. And then it's, that they end up killing him. The sheriff's deputy comes in, or is it the sheriff? I can't remember if it's the sheriff or the deputy.
Yeah, it's a Sheriff Good.
And we find out that Sheriff Good's going to be a through line through all of these movies.
Oh yeah.
The Good family and and all this kind of stuff goes, and so yeah, we go through, and of course there's will they won't they's, there's who's really doing this, why is it happening, everything, and they survive. Well, most of them survive.
Dina survives, the little brother survives, the
and
ex-girlfriend Sam survives, but Sam gets
possessed by something. But they find out that
there was a survivor from the massacre in 78.
Exactly, and they call her.
Yep. And eventually show up at her house.
Yeah, and that's the whole. They've got Sam. They've got her. tied up, basically, because she's trying to get loose to kill everybody, and they go to what's her name? I got it here.
Don't say the name, because there's a twist there also.
Oh yeah. That's C. Berman.
I'm gonna have to record a major spoiler alert for the beginning of this episode.
It's actually they're talking about
the
C. Berman. So they go back and they're telling, and you basically, so part 2 is 1978.
Yeah,
and it's
C. Berman telling her story of what happened during that massacre.
About her sister that was killed during the massacre and all that kind of stuff. And we meet Ziggy, and we meet Tommy, and we meet all of these, and we meet Cindy, Cindy Berman, and so it's one of those things that you go through, and it's telling the story about what happens there. Again, it's a straight up, pretty much like a Friday the 13th or
this one
Camp
has
Fear or Sleepaway Camp.
Whereas I was going to say, where the first one was very green,
right? This
one is very Friday the 13th / Sleepaway Camp.
Right. It's very much in that vein.
And they do a really good job of capturing that feel.
They really do. And
it has a ton of David Bowie references, which I'm sure makes it your favorite.
Well, of course, it's the Ziggy, and all the, and it goes through and tells how. What's he doing? he's coming over.
He's been trying to
the dogs are back.
He's been trying to get Halloween candy from me the whole time I've been here.
He's like, I'm a good boy. Give me candy. Trick or treat.
Trick for you.
Yeah. So anyway, so we get through all this stuff, and then is Tommy the one that goes crazy, and then he starts killing everybody?
Might be.
I can't remember who it is off the top of my head. But yeah, so it's one of those that but we also find out that Cindy had gotten into some trouble, and she used to be like one of the wild kids.
Yeah, and she'd straightened her life.
She straightened herself because she wants to get out of Shady
Side.
Shady Side. Like that's her whole thing. She's like, no, we're going to get away from she keeps telling Ziggy, we're going to get away from Shady Side, but in order to do that, I have to stop everything that I was doing before,
right?
And so she's become a model student and all this kind of stuff.
And also the underlying story of this is trying to figure out how to stop the witch,
yes,
and how to get Sam back,
right? But this is the so like I said, the
second one is where they find out a piece of the puzzle.
C. Berman is telling the story about
right,
what's going on here. We're going to spoil. We don't wind up spoiling this before it's over because it's not really that bad. I had figured it out pretty early on. So Ziggy and Cindy are sisters,
Yeah.
Come to find out, what is Ziggy's real name? It starts with a C also. She is the one that survived. Cindy didn't survive.
Right.
But the reason that Ziggy survived is because she died.
Yes, she did.
And then came back to life. She was brought back, and so
brought back by Sheriff Good.
That's right. This is when he was. They were.
Is it Nick? I think it's Nick Good.
I think that's right.
Is it Nick?
Will Good.
Oh, is it Will?
It's Will Good. Yeah, Will Good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's. So we see that because that's also in the first movie.
Well, part of the lore.
Well, but no, in Fear Street 1994.
Yeah.
After all this first happens, we see Sheriff Good go to a house and drop a note in the.
It says it's happening.
It's happening again, which turns out to be C. Berman's house.
Yeah.
I wish they would just say what her name is.
But
I know why they didn't do it.
Part of the lore is that Sarah Fear cut off her hand.
Yes.
To make a deal with the devil. And evidently the body and the hand got separated.
Right.
And until those
are put together, right.
Excuse me.
And the whole reason that that Sam is in the situation she's in is because she found the body.
She found the bones of
Sarah Fear, and she had some kind of connection with it.
And bled on the bones.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Allowing her to see the witch.
Exactly. So she can actually see some of the stuff that's happened and gone on and everything. So, we get through all this and we find out that, Ziggy was the lone survivor in all of this.
Yeah. And had access to the hand.
Yes.
And had bled on the hand.
Yes.
Allowing her to see the witch.
Yes. So they've decided, we got to put the two back together.
Right.
You're going to have, and I'll be honest, I'm a little foggy on what happens next.
Well,
how 1666 got set up.
So they get with C. Berman, find out where the hand is.
Right.
One knows where the hand is, the other one knows where the rest of the body
right.
is. So they go. It turns out that the hanging tree
is in the middle of the mall
that the witch hung from is the tree that's in the middle of the mall.
Right.
So they go and they dig up the hand and they take it out to the body, which they had reburied, hoping to stop the whole thing. We disturbed the bones. We got to put the bones back.
Right.
She puts the hand back with the rest of the body.
That's right.
And when she does that, then Dina bleeds on her nose. Every time they touch them, their nose would start bleeding.
Right.
And once you bled on the bones, you could see the witch.
And then she is transported back in time
to 1666 into Sarah Fear's body.
Yes. And
she's now the witch.
Yes. And it's fun because all the characters that you have seen before are now back there.
Yeah. All the characters from 1994 and 1778 are all 1978 are now all connected and in the original village in 1666.
Yes, and it's kind of cool seeing all of those characters or all those actors play
different characters,
on
top of it.
Yeah, and let's see if I can find this here. We start finding out more of what really happened back then.
We get the real story.
We get the real story that, it wasn't Sarah Fear.
It was actually Solomon Good.
Yes.
The great-great-great-great-grandfather of Will Good, the sheriff.
And also the mayor.
Yeah.
His brother is the mayor. So the Good family has been...
Yeah.
Has been at the center of all of this from the beginning.
And basically, Solomon Good had killed the village crone and taken a book of summoning, which allowed him to summon the devil. And as long as they sacrificed, he claimed, as long as they sacrificed one person, which would then go on a killing spree and claim several others.
Exactly. It's
they would have prosperity for their family and the town that they lived in.
They have been. Their family has been prominent here forever.
And that's when the village split happened.
Yes.
And you had Sunnyvale and Shadyside.
Yes.
And the Sunnyvalers have been sacrificing the Shadysiders. And it's funny that their high school mascots are the witches and... is it the Devils?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
And Sunnyvale is the Devils.
Right.
The Red Devils and the Blue Witches.
Yeah. Now, one of the things with this movie in particular is that it's actually two movies.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish they had just gone ahead and made two full movies because they could have.
Yeah, they could have.
Because it's one of those things we go through all this and we're finding all this, we're finding out all this.
And
all
once
this,
you
blah,
find
blah,
out
blah,
the
blah, blah,
entire backstory on what
Right.
actually happened, it goes 1984.
2, right? And then we're back into it because we have to come back to the future in order to to reconcile all this. And they do, we won't go into every bit of it, but there is a lot that happens, and it's a very satisfying conclusion.
It is.
Even with everything that we've told you here, if you haven't watched these movies, we're still leaving a lot out. But
there was an interview with R.L. Stine to where he was talking about when he was writing all these books that he found out the hard way that in writing both Goosebumps and Fear Street, they have to end with a happy ending.
Yes.
He only wrote a non-satisfying happy ending once, and he caught major crap for it for years. And he had to go back and write a part 2 to that story to fix it. So people would leave him alone. So the movie actually ends the way an R.L. Stine book would end.
Right. Well, he could have gone the Stephen King route and, wrote a great story and then just crapped out at the end. It's like,
Daddy, why are the walls bleeding again?
That's one of my favorite things from It Part 2. Where everybody just it was good till the end.
But they didn't they didn't write these movies directly from a book.
No.
They pulled storylines from several different books, and there's actually an article out there where they go through and kind of tell you where they pulled the major storylines out of. But R.L. Stine saw the movies, and he said he really enjoyed them, and they captured the spirit of the books he was writing.
Right.
So, he was really kind of happy about the way the movies came out. And these are supposed to be released to the theater. They weren't supposed to be Netflix releases at all.
I think they were supposed to come out I think they were supposed to come out last year, weren't they, or something like that?
Before COVID happened. Yeah. And they were supposed to be released 1 month after the other. Like when 94 dropped, 78 was supposed to drop a month later, and then 66 was
that was one of
the
those things I was going to get to. Netflix did a great job of this. The first one came out. They came out on a Friday.
Yep.
And then they show a trailer for the second movie.
Yes.
And it's like available next Friday. And it's like, oh, I only have to wait a week for this. And then you come the next, you watch the next movie, and then it shows you the trailer for 1666, and it says available next Friday.
Yeah.
It's like awesome.
And each consecutive movie started with a recap.
Yes,
which was very helpful.
Yeah, it really. I really liked the way that they did these movies. This was
the way they shot them, the way that feels.
And even though I complained about the music, it wasn't so. It wasn't so. I mean, like Dave and I would get this, and I've read several other some other people that I listened to as well as had pointed out immediately, some of the music cues aren't correct, and everybody said the same thing, but it doesn't pull you out of the movie. It's not like, oh, it's 1994. Here, let's drop in Dexy's Midnight Runners.
Yeah,
that's
not that
completely
bad.
It was just kind of all right.
Unless you're a super music geek,
yeah.
You're not going to notice it so much.
I mean, I guess maybe one thing they could have done that was still 90s related that could have really ruined it was like, oh, this is 1994. Here's Backstreet Boys.
Oh,
it's like no, but I say that because it's like you're several years off at that point.
Yeah,
and like no, none of that stuff would not fly in the mid 90s.
And the fact that it's Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, I know, but you get what I'm saying. Any number of things that could have dropped in from the very late 90s. It's like, no, this is not the same.
That's not right.
Even the White Town thing, I'm like, it still feels very much.
Yeah.
Because and the thing is they even went like prior to that. They played Creep.
Yeah.
That was from a couple of years prior. It's fine. That's fine.
It
works.
It would have been playing on the radio
exactly,
at that point.
And so the music drops are still, and even the ones in 1978, those music drops
actually
are pretty good too.
They had less issues with 78 than they did.
But
94.
I'm just talking about the music itself. Was really good. So
I'd actually gone back and I went in and Shazammed every single song because it drove me crazy after the first one. And so I went back and watched it again and Shazammed every song.
And that was what was so funny.
And checked the date on it.
Because when Dave, after Fear Street 1994 came out, Dave and I were texting each other. I was like, yeah, it's so good. I was like, I had one issue. He was like, it's the music. And I was like, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, but if that's the only issue I have with a movie, then it's fine. So they're available on Netflix. Highly recommend these movies because, and they're, like I said, with the third one with 1666, it's a good movie. That actual, I mean, it's one of those things that when they take the step back
into 94,
I'm talking when they take the step back into 1666.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's got a completely different feel from the first two movies.
You know what the feel reminded me of? It reminded me of The Village from M. Night Shyamalan.
I can get that. And talk about somebody who doesn't know how to end a movie.
No, you got that right.
All right, quick aside here. All right, when The Village was released, I remember seeing that trailer.
That was supposed to be a horror movie.
I remember seeing that trailer months in advance and being like, all right. Because by that point, he had already let me down with Signs, okay? And I was just
come on. I enjoyed Signs. That was a fun movie.
And I'll be honest, I was never I enjoyed The Sixth Sense the first time I saw it, and then it's kind of one of those you can't watch this again.
No, once you find the
Unbreakable
reveal.
I enjoyed, but I was like, I think I'm a weirdo for enjoying this one so much because of all the comic book stuff, blah, 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 which is funny because we wound up getting 2 sequels to it years later.
We did.
But so that when they first started showing, like, they first released that trailer for The Village, it's like, oh, I cannot wait to see this. This is going to be awesome. And then I remember sitting in that theater whenever, especially when the reveal happened, and I was like, oh, fuck you. No. Now
I want you to know, I am gonna tell this story.
Oh, it made me so mad. I was just
I'm going to tell this story on Miss Nay. This was one of those movies that we went to go see when we first started dating.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Nay has the unfortunate habit of being able. She's one of these that has to figure everything out.
No, did she figure it out before?
And she likes to talk during movies,
right,
which she knows drives me a little crazy. I keep looking at her going, do you not know how to sit back and just enjoy the ride? Mm-hmm. And we're sitting in the theater, and about 15 minutes into it or something, she leans over to me and goes, they're living in a game preserve. It's actually modern time. And I'm like, you're out of your mind. This is a horror movie. And then the movie ends, and I look at her, I'm like, don't ever talk to me again. I couldn't watch the movie.
Yeah,
that thing was just sitting in the back of my head the entire movie, going, "Is she right about this?"
Yeah, that was such a disappointing. As good as that movie was,
could have been so much.
As good as that movie was up to that point, it was. No, this ruins the entire movie. This ruins the entire movie. And I know we were going, but it does. You're right.
M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Yeah, you're right that 1666, Fear Street 1666,
the feel
has
of it,
that feel without the letdown.
The way it's shot and the feel of it and the coloration of it feels like The Village.
I just kind of, but the biggest thing is I really kind of wish they had done a fourth one rather than a third. I get why they did it, but because once. Both sections of that feel kind of rushed.
I agree.
Where you could have really like drawn out that the 1666 stuff for another half hour or so easily to and it not feel like filler. It would have been like, no, you're building more of the mythos here and all that kind of stuff. And
that's saying something, because you're usually like,
this is too long. This is
too long. They could have cut all these parts out.
Kinda. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like a good long movie as long as it all suits the movie.
But it seems like more often than not, you're the one complaining about this was too long. They should have cut some out.
The 1994 Part 2 really felt rushed.
I agree.
That one, they could have seriously put another half hour on this one without any problem whatsoever. Yeah. But I mean, again, if that's the biggest, we didn't get enough of it, that's the biggest gripe. Then it's not that's good, because you never know, they could go back to it.
And since we're going to put a big spoiler warning on the front of this, they have set it up
for another one
for where they can go and do some more.
I know.
And there is enough back stories that they can go in and
like I said, with that television pilot, it's there are, like you said, there are enough of those books that they can go back and they can do some more stuff. And I like the fact that these were R-rated.
Yes. And gory.
Dude, like I said, that bread slicer kill was just gory.
The church scene with all the dead kids.
Yes, I mean,
was
just
gory.
There is so much here that is. Oh, they can do so much with this.
I can see clearly.
Yeah, now. I know. It is. It really is. All three of these movies are worth sitting down and marathoning. Yeah. Even if you don't marathon them. Sit down and watch one night, one the next night, one the next. I mean, it's one of those things that
if you start you're gonna want to marathon it though.
If you love horror movies, you're gonna want to watch these movies.
You're gonna enjoy these
already. Yeah. So, but yeah, that is our take on the Fear Street movies from 2021.
I want them to release them on Blu-ray. I'm buying all three of them.
I'm sure they will. I mean, because Netflix has traditionally released stuff, especially if it's successful. Yeah, and especially with their series. I mean, all that stuff.
Stranger Things have all been released on Blu-ray.
The Marvel series. Yes. I know House of Cards was released on Blu-ray. All of that stuff. You can, and even some of the movies that were released over there have come over to Blu-ray. And some.
I need these on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I know. I'm okay with where I am.
I am a Gen Xer.
I know.
I want hard copy.
Don't get me wrong. I have physical copies of several movies that I love.
Yeah.
I'm just not the big collector like I used to be of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And, kind of the same thing happened with my vinyl collection, going from a lot down to a little. Now it's starting to grow again, and just like, stop it.
Yeah.
Stop presenting me with stuff that I want.
As a side note, I finally did get a place cleared off to where I have the record player out of the box, and it's set up, and it's ready to be hooked into something as soon as I can get the second shelf of that unit cleared off.
Nice.
And get the little stereo system that I've got to where I can at least listen to.
Hey, there you go. There's lots of good stuff
with
there.
headphones.
So, all right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. This is
another Oktoberfest
episode, and we'll be back with more. We're giving you 2 a week from here until the end of the month, and in total, you're going to wind up with 9 episodes. I know Dave's like, oh my god, but yeah, we love this time of year, and we want you guys to get as much out of it as possible,
as we do too.
Yeah, and we are having a blast doing this, and we've got so much more ahead of us.
I gotta go get some more firewood for the fireplace.
Yeah, exactly. I'm enjoying the fall scented candles and stuff. I love that. I know. We got the fire pit out front. I need to start firing that bad boy up. I know my son will enjoy that. We'll go out there and make s'mores or something. So, yeah, I know.
That sounds like fun.
Oh, thank you so much for listening. Go to the show notes. We'll have links to all of our social media, as well as some YouTube videos and a whole bunch of other stuff. I mean, we're always
Discord.
Go
Come
check
hang
out the
out
Discord.
with us
Go check out our
Discord.
Our Instagram. Check out Facebook. Email us. All the good stuff, and pretty much if you get in touch with us, we'll respond back.
Yeah, we will.
We may not ever stop responding, so there's always that thing.
We're going to become your new best friends.
If we're gonna start stalking you instead of vice versa. So guys, thank you so much. I'm Alan Smith.
I'm the other guy, Big Dave.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.